Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Seraphic Zero, and we're playing Monster Hunter World. So today we're bringing you a hunt with the Xeno'jiiva. This is the event quest because you don't have to wait around for, the actual Xeno quest to show up. And right now I'm showcasing a build that's actually fairly interesting. So this is known as the Infinite Sharpness build. Of course, there's lots of variations on it depending on your decorations and stuff. But essentially, it makes use of the special skill on the Tiestra armor set known as Master's Touch. And what Master's Touch does is if you land a critical hit, sharpness won't be reduced for that hit. So the best way to use that is to use a weapon with high affinity. And essentially you can, if you're aiming at the right place with weakness exploit, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to land a critical hit, and that means you have infinite sharpness. Your sharpness will never go down. So it's kind of hard to describe what this set is good at. Its output, its damage output definitely isn't as high as maybe the Nergigante Lance or the Love Sorrow, and this set definitely doesn't really have any good defense on it. I have a variation on this mix set that does have guard 5, but for Xeno'jiiva, using guard seals isn't completely necessary. So this set is mixed for damage right now, and so if this set isn't really optimal for damage and it's not optimal for defense, what is it really for? And it's kind of hard to say because, so it does neither of those things. I would say the set is actually optimized for efficiency. So if you know how to position well and target weak spots, this set pretty much allows you to just focus on attacking the monster and keeping up with it, and you don't really have to worry about any kind of maintenance. Like, of course, you never have to sharpen your weapon, and if you position well, you shouldn't really need to heal or anything like that either. Yeah, and the best thing about this set is that it can really, really abuse the Lance Charge, because even those little hits on the Lance Charge should they should come out as critical hits, and that won't reduce your sharpness either. So every time I trip Xeno'jiiva here, I'm going to use a Lance Charge to just kind of drill as much damage as I can into his foot. But there's not too much you can do when you're this small compared to the guy. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to describe what made this run go so well, because my damage output on my Nerg Lance is definitely higher than this, but I think on this run it just went really well because I did manage to trip Xeno'jiiva a lot, and I just managed to keep up with him pretty well. So yeah, it was a good run, so I'm going to go ahead and use this to showcase the set. And he's getting a little laser happy right there. Oh. Okay, thankfully the tremor didn't last too long. Okay, so I am making use of some really good mantles in this. So earlier, I was using the Rocksteady mantle. I do try to not use that mantle all too much, but for Xeno'jiiva being, he's a little trip happy and roar happy, so I'll make an exception for him. I'll go ahead and use Rocksteady just to simplify this a little bit. And I find one of the most useful mantles against him is actually the Fireproof mantle, because when Xeno'jiiva causes the ground to burn, that's just another dimension you have to worry about. Your HP is going to continually be going down. And normally I deal with this by jamming in Blight Resistance. This allows me to, not burst into flames when I'm standing on hot spaces. But that is a kind of a large decrease in DPS. So another way around that is to use the Fireproof mantle, and this allows you to walk on those burning spots and not have to worry about them. And the mantle does last quite a long time. It doesn't get reduced by taking damage, I don't think. So it pretty much lasts as long as this mode lasts for Xeno'jiiva, so it's just very convenient, very well timed. So Yeah, I do recommend you bring this mantle when you're fighting him, because there's really not much else that you're gonna need to do this. Yeah, and this build itself, it does allow, like, it already gives the weapon 100% affinity on its own when you're hitting weak spots, so you don't need the affinity booster. And yeah, I can't really think of another mantle that would be quite as useful as this, so yeah, I think these two are definitely the best two to bring for Xeno. Oh boy, here comes this. Yeah, did you guys know you could lance charge directly out of a power guard state? Yeah, it's pretty useful. It's pretty heavy on stamina consumption, but it's for positioning. It's actually sort of useful. Yeah, in case you need to, like, you know, recover from a strong hit and then close distance as soon as possible. Alright, let me see if I can get him out of the air here. Yeah, these thorn pods are pretty cool. I didn't know that, like, they just stick in the monster and they stay there. And if you hit where the thorn pod is sticking, like, it'll cause a double hit. Sort of the way Wolf's Maul worked in Generations. I fucking love that skill for dual blades. I really wish there was a variation for Lance. If they brought it back in World as a general skill for everybody, I would fucking love that so much. Yeah, so in this hunt, I get a pretty good kill time for Xeno'jiiva, like, respectively, but okay, so our fireproof mantle is wearing off, and this is pretty good timing, because, like, when Xeno uses this attack and he gets stuck in the ground, this is when he actually, like, falls out of this high energy state, and he's not going to cause the ground to burn anymore, so, yeah, pretty good timing. Yeah, one thing I forgot is that I think I left Guapo, like, using a sleep weapon, and, you know, Xeno'jiiva is immune to sleep, so if I had any sense, I probably would have switched them to a poison weapon. That would have been that would have been much more effective. So yeah, I think I probably could have reduced this kill time by quite a bit if I had done that, but I did not remember. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, power guard's always a good way to recover from knockback, like, if you can spare the stamina. Got 25 per hit's really good. Oop. Oh, again with the tripping. God, he is falling down a lot. And I don't really know why, because even when I was using the Nergigante Lance, he wasn't falling down nearly this much, so I really don't know what the difference is. It just might be this particular Xeno. I don't think this set has anything to do with it, because that wouldn't really make any sense. Yeah, just keep in mind though, if you're going to use this set, its damage output is going to be very mediocre unless you have the Elementless decoration. I don't think you can activate Master's Touch and Elementless using the actual armors. You're going to need the decoration, because I think Elementless requires four pieces of Diablo's armor, and, you know, Master's Touch requires 3 Teostar parts, so you just can't activate both. You're going to need the decoration for sure. So what Elementless does is, if your weapon doesn't have any element or status active, it's going to increase the raw damage by 10%. So this is the only real reason that the Dog Boy Lance it can compete, like, with the other lances in terms of damage. Oh boy, there he goes. That was really fast. Okay, let's see what our time is. Okay, so that's 9 minutes 12 seconds. I did not expect I was going to get a sub 10 run, because I don't know, this was really just an experimental run. I was just trying to see how well this set does against him, and this was actually faster than my Nergigante Lance run. I don't really know why. I think in the other run I was just kind of messing up a lot. He was actually hitting me a lot, so yeah, that was a bit inconvenient. Okay, let's take a look at the set. Of course, I have it built a bit differently, but yeah, we have a lot of attack and critical eye. A few jewels in there. I use a lot of expert jewels on it because, yeah, so the lance naturally has 30% affinity, and we're trying to boost that to 50% affinity natural, and then weakness exploit on top of that gives us 100% affinity. So yeah, Xeno's weak points are pretty obvious, so we're going to aim for those, and that pretty much makes the set super efficient. So I really do enjoy using this lance setup quite a bit. That is a pretty cool screenshot right there. Let me grab that. Yeah, it looks like he's really enjoying his manicure right there. Yeah, I'm getting him with a cuticle strike. Alright guys, that's it for this demonstration of this lance set. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.